Kim is known for having high-profile relationships, and after her 6-year marriage to Kanye West and her short-lived relationship with Pete Davidson, it seems that the reality star has decided to keep the details of her latest relationship under wraps. Also, it seems like Kim's go-to country these days is Japan. Yeah, you heard that right, Japan. It seems she's there almost every month, and at this point, fans have become suspicious because what is someone like Kim doing in Japan? Well, some people are starting to think that maybe there's a reason as to why Kim seems to be in Japan all the time. Sure, it could be just harmless visits, but what if it's a man? Could Kim be going to Japan to see her new man? And if yes, is it the man she was talking about on the Kardashians? Well, let's get into the video. Lately, we've all got our eye on Kim Kardashian. We want to know what is going on in her life. Kim has been made a fool of several times this week. She played herself at a Drake concert looking like a thirsty groupie, and Drake didn't want to be any part of it, but that is just who Drake is. And wasn't Kim the one who tweeted about 6 years ago that Drake was threatening her entire family, not just Kanye? I guess she seems to have forgotten all about that because she was all over him at his concert, which we're not talking about now. We all know Kim has been feeling some kind of way about Kanye and Bianca being in their love bubble, and the streets are saying that Kim is desperate to come up with a high-profile relationship, but the only thing is that she can't find anybody serious enough to play the Kardashian game. And you see, the thing is, to play the Kardashian game, you have to be down with the fame, and to be down with the fame, you have to really love Kim because there's a lot that comes into their fame, including people probing into their lives. We saw the way Kylie and Travis played, but Kim doesn't like to play low-key like Kylie. So does that high-profile relationship she's looking for exist in Japan? Because she's been spending an awful amount of time there. And no, not because she's the mother of the year. People are saying that it might be where her sneaky link is that she hopes will be her soon-to-be public, and honestly, she's been putting in the time to make this relationship work. Because there's no other explanation for her many trips to Japan. The first time she went there, everyone was shocked because Kim never seemed like a big Japan fan. The only time she went to Japan was when she was with Kanye, and she didn't seem to enjoy it as much as she enjoyed other places. But the moment Kanye and Bianca started hanging out in Japan, Kim started hanging around there too. The first time she did it, she was like, I went there to speak with an architect that Kanye is cool with, but she could have just spoken to him on a conference call. But she decided to go all the way to Japan for a meeting. The next time she went to Japan, she blamed it on the fact that North loved Japan, so she decided to bring the whole family. But then, she went to Japan again, saying she was looking to use it in her next Skims product. But this was within the space of 2 months, and at this point it was all just getting fishy. Kim is a billionaire. She's a mogul with 4 kids. She could get samples shipped over. She could even fly people out to Japan to look at the samples, but instead, she took her 4 kids, hopped on a private jet, and decided to go. Okay, she's a billionaire. I guess she could do whatever she likes, right? The thing was, she was in Miami the day before. Then 16 hours later, she was in Japan with Saint. And according to her, Saint wanted to see his idols, the same idols he saw in Miami the day before. And apparently, she didn't even have tickets to the game, which is why Saint was in the locker room high-fiving the players. Then she took North to Japan again, and at this point, I believe North has been to Japan more in the past 2 months than in her entire life. And to fan the flames of the rumor even more, Kim keeps visiting old places. You know, places she's been to before, and that's just weird because why travel to Japan repeatedly just to visit the same places? Now, her fans say Kim fell in love with Japan. Sure, she must have fallen in love with Japan because she fell in love with everything Kanye does. But now it seems the rumors might be true that there is a man somewhere that lives on the other side of the world, but he must have money for Kim to take several trips to Japan. I mean, it makes sense because one of the reasons Kim's relationships have been messy is because of all the attention she gets. So maybe she's trying to grow the relationship first before she makes it public. And Japan seems like a safe bet this time because it would be easier to avoid the paparazzi in Japan than in America. How much did Kanye get photographed while he was in Japan? And even the pictures that got to the internet were pictures that were taken by his own team that were with him. They were posting stuff on their Instagram, so that's how we knew what Kanye was doing. There's kinda no paparazzi culture in Japan, and Kim might just be a normal American to them. So, in a place like Japan where people aren't rude enough to bring out their phones and start taking pictures, it's the perfect place for Kim and her mystery man to go incognito. So that would mean she's using the kids' trip to Japan to see this man because where else is she taking these kids aside from soccer games? And we also know Kim is trying to bag Mbappe. So Kim is literally using her kids as a shield, so nobody will successfully suspect why she's there. And when you think about it, when the kids go to bed, what exactly does Kim do? Because after a long day, kids would go to sleep early, and there's only one logical answer. she must be there for someone. And another thing that confirms the whole new man suspicion is the fact that the entire family seems to be in Italy. Khloe, Kylie, and Kris. But somehow, Kim is not with them, which is very strange because we know how the Kardashians love their extravagant holidays. So for Kim to skip out on one, that means the reason must be pretty big. Also, in the recently aired Kardashian episode, Kim has been dropping hints about a mysterious man that she's calling Fred. She first dished out Fred in a promo trailer for the third episode of the Kardashians. "My friends wanted me to meet someone." She was telling her close family friend and her sister's ex-boyfriend Scott Disick how she met the new mystery man. And Scott decided to give the new man the name Fred.
I'm not even gonna ask you who, so let's call this guy Fred.
Drop dead Fred.
Drop dead Fred.
Yeah.
Freddie. How are you, Fred? All right, so let's go with Freddie. Does he meet the standards?
Oh, so meets the standard.
And as the episode progressed, Kim was spotted smiling and texting during a confessional shoot.
It's a lot of smiling, young lady. Is that Fred?
Yep.
2 years my ass.
2 years what?
For you to be sick off.
No, I'm going to be. I'm going to be.
During episode 3, Kim dished out to Scott about flying out to New York to meet Fred.
What's so funny is my friends wanted me to meet someone, so we go to New York.
Recently?
Yeah, we
Oh,
go to
what?
New York and we go to that's like my spot because there's a private room downstairs.
I
Like,
know the spot.
doesn't matter. But then on the internet, it was like, Kim reconnects with Pete at this place, like at
Was he there?
no. But it was the place that I would go and have like my secret dinners with Pete. And he's probably like,
Oh, I know what time it
I
is.
know what she.
Because that was the place that she and Pete used to go to have secret dinners when they didn't want to be seen. Many people thought she was at the restaurant with Pete, even though they'd broken up. She also further stated that since she had been in the public eye for so long, she wanted to use her time to get to know Fred without the pressure of being romantically linked in the public eye. You obviously learn from every situation. And one thing I learned from the last situation was that media made me feel like I was in a serious relationship so quickly. So maybe the mysterious Fred that Kim was talking about in the Kardashians is the one she's meeting in Japan. Or could it be a different guy entirely? Tell me what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comment below. We'll catch you in the next video.
I don't know what's gonna top that.
My son, he's obsessed with soccer, and I will do anything for my babies. So I've traveled the world. They've made me, we do soccer trips, and it's not stopping. All summer, we're going to different exhibition games. And, hey, stop.